Hopefully everything is working. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like the system is warned against me on this day before Black Liberators Day. I don't know if a lot of y'all know what tomorrow is. I don't know if a lot of y'all know what tomorrow is, right? Of course y'all know there is no tomorrow. But in our internal now, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if really even know if y'all know what that is, right? We're coming up on the execution date of Nat Turner. Will be tomorrow, right? I don't even know how many years it'll be, but you know, it's like, yo, we, you know, be celebrating a lot of shit, and we need to go and celebrate that brother, because that brother stood up when others were sitting down. You know what I'm saying? That brother stood up. You know, so we joined this morning by Brother Shaka. And like I said, we're going to open the line so that we can have some discussion. We are live now on Periscope. We're live now on Stream.me. We are live on Facebook. Of course, y'all know I got to do my introduction song, even though I can't sing. But hey, never stopped anybody else. All right, so first off, family, I want to welcome you to the congregation of the mighty. This is Giami Journey Media. Good job, Anime. This is a Heart of a Simmer production. And of course, you know, this is the Daily Toast. Well, you got to catch me when you can on the weekends. And this is Brother Hot Tim. And you know, we strive to blow up your old paradigm.
Mr. Diddy.
Drink your water. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink, 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 drink. Breathe, breathe, then drink. Get your bottle for some water. I don't know what's the music. Lift your glass and pour some water. Lift your glass and pour that water. Lift your glass. Drink, 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 drink. I got a buzz. Lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body, drink some water. Move your body, then drink some water. Move your body, then drink some water. Move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, move, then drink. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your drink, 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 drink. Raise, toast, then drink. We're going to finish it off right there because I don't know why the beat is skipping. I guess it's one. Blow it up, blow it up. Get out of here. Now I don't want to go off. Get out of here. Alright, family, so yo, I want to welcome you to Giami Journey. I want to thank all those that tuned in. Those of you that tuned in earlier on Facebook, right before I had the faux pas, I apologize. Hopefully you have clicked over on this one. This one has popped up. The black signal has went out. We are up, we are live, and we are ready for discussion, for toasting and discussion. So, Shaka, you got something you want to share with the world? That's before we move forward.
I just want to say it is a brand new day. It's a beautiful and blessed time of the, if you are in a place where there is winter, it's actually snowing in Cleveland right now. I don't know. What is it looking
Like
like
real
down there?
slow? Like real snow?
Like real snow.
Like snow that might slow down traffic, or just like light sprinkles?
Oh, it's like it's a light mist.
Okay.
It's a light mist. It's not. Yeah, the ground ain't even all the way white for real.
Okay,
It's
cool.
just
All right.
you can see in the cracks of the sidewalk that it's here.
We ain't got none of that shit. I ain't see nothing. I went outside earlier this morning. I ain't see it. Me and Cleve wanted to get out there and tear up that garden, and so that we can go in and get the soil ready for next year, if we even live here next year. I don't know.
So let me ask you something. I mean, because I remember an old lady used to plant her bulbs around this time of year. Do you understand the sense in that at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's called. I might have to take a trip down to Cleveland. Somebody said, I don't know who that is, but somebody said they might have to take a trip down to Cleveland. Well, that's like I think it's some stuff that does, you put it in and it sits there, and right when it's the right time it pops up, and some crops still come up around this time. What's up, Anubis? How you doing, man? Anubis said he might have to be coming to Cleveland soon. But
well, Anubis, you got a place to lay your head, man. Get in touch.
So but it's like some people call it winterizing. I heard a young man describe it as winterizing, but you could go and get out there and start laying stuff down now. But what I'm going to do is all the crops that are out there right now, do some final stuff. And then the ones that's dying, start laying it down, chopping it up, mixing it into the soil, and let that shit sit up over the winter time. Hopefully stay warm enough so that the process of decay can happen. I might even throw a tarp out there. I'm thinking about getting a tarp and maybe throwing it out there, throw it over there so that it can have that little, let those little microbes get out there and do what they do, especially when they get covered over by the snow. It get to a certain temperature, just like actually when we ferment, when we doing the June. A lot of that process to happen and break down that that stuff and turn it into soil. Man, yeah, man. So I mean, it's a lot of work. And like I said, Cleve is into the programming now, but I'm still trying to keep him into the garden. And I have not been able to get to the program like I should, but I'm working on that as we speak. Brother Anubis, what's going on with you? And anybody else out there, feel free to join the conversation while we sip on our water before we go and salute these ancestors today. Anything in the news? Anything in the news that y'all want to discuss? Throw it up. Anything about our culture you want to discuss? Throw it up. Anything future related that you want to discuss? Throw it up. I got a little bit of time because unfortunately we had to cancel the dance class today. We had to cancel. Well, we got African drum and dance, and I will be over at the school around 3 o'clock. There will be African drum and dance, but all of our young men this week has went to my brother keepers conference, or whatever the conference is called, over at Afrocentric, and that's where they are right now. I'm waiting for some news. I ain't got no bad news, so no news is good news. I wanted to bring something that
just came to my heart just then as you were speaking, man.
Go ahead.
Talking about the seasons, and of course, I'm thinking of relationships and the evolution because I'm seeing it happen and I'm experiencing it firsthand in such a way that I thought, I feel like the universe wants me to say this. Now, when it comes to a certain level of self-mastery, there's a piece of accountability that everyone must situate themselves with, and to be able to deal with, the different conflicts that cause you divide in certain relationships. We're moving into the holiday season, and and understand that there's a vibration of death that follows this winter thing. Of course, a lot of people, choose the other side of life during this season, and I wanted to bring it out there because it was brought to me already, like somebody was already experiencing a little something, and I wanted to address it because right now, when you're dealing with the accountability, and you own what is yours to own, and whatever it is that causes a conflict in your relationships. Sometimes we have to be the bigger one to step back into a conversation and say, you know what, I own this part, and I hope you accept. Not necessarily an apology, but just for clarity's sake, because a lot of times, we move out of relationships because it becomes uncomfortable because we don't know how to address the conflict within ourselves. And so I thought I would move that and ask you how you felt about it, because there's two sides of that coin, Hachem. Being able to accept, accountability, and on the other side, being able to forgive, the art of forgiveness. So I've heard you speak of that before, and I wanted to chime into it. I feel like today is the day.
All right, now hold on. We got an announcement. We got yoga tomorrow. Brother Anubis says thanks, Shaka, and he appreciates the offer. We got I have no complaints. I gave birth to my niece last night, so that was very interesting. So he's doing a lot of stuff. But so we're talking about relationships and forgiveness. He's going to hit me right in the stomach of life. God damn. I ain't just throwing low blows and shit, brother Shaka. I wasn't expecting it from you, my brother, but hell. Now for me, I have to look at relationships. One of the things that I always tell people, especially young people that's getting into relationships and stuff. Relationships. I got more comments here. Hold on. All right. Relationship for us, like for example in Giami, one of the things we try to deal with is the relationship, period. And it's like not just romantic, but having certain friends and stuff like that. A relationship is described for us as like a stool. A relationship is what you are able to sit on. If you got a proper stool, it got those 3 legs, you can sit on it real good, right? But if one of those legs is missing, you don't have a stool no more. And a relationship is supported by the 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and reciprocity. Now, a lot of people are in relationships that lack respect. And my friend, you are not in a relationship. A lot of us are in relationships that, because you got a lot of people that won't want a relationship without responsibility. And that shit don't exist either. You got a 2-legged stool, maybe even a 1-legged stool, which makes it not a stool. And then finally, you got a relationship with reciprocity. You get in what you put out. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, you have some people that want to only want to deal with a relationship when it could benefit them. You understand what I'm saying? They don't really understand the reciprocity of relationship. Reciprocity is a flow of energy that's going back and forth. 1 minute I'm giving, next minute I'm receiving. 1 minute I'm giving, next minute I'm receiving. So as long as those are going on, you have those 3 things. You got a nice relationship. You got a good relationship. But as soon as one of those is missing, you know what I'm saying? As soon as one of those is missing, and the whole piece about forgiveness, and is not even necessarily about forgiving other people, the other person. Sometimes it's about forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be in such a situation for so long. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we think that it's all about us forgiving other people, but no, it's about forgiving yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? Hell, when you let go, you let go. Hell, when you let go, you really don't. When you let go, you really don't even have to forgive. Nigga, my forgiveness was.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
What do you feel about the concept of treating someone based on the potential that you see in them? Do I need to go deeper?
No, because you got a lot of people with relationships that is stuck in relationships right now that were based on, what's that word people like to use? Potential. You know what I'm saying? They fall into the potential trap. He or she had so much potential, or they got so much potential. You know what I'm saying? And if the individual is not out pursuing the potential, and let me be very specific about the pursuit of the potential. There's this thing called the 10,000 hour rule, where, for example, if you are kicking it with a musician, and the musician might not have a job or might have a part-time job, and you're helping support this person's dream, and that individual is not working on their craft to get those 10,000 hours or beyond those 10,000 hours, then that individual does not have the potential. A lot of people, you understand what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of times people support people because they have a dream, but you don't never really see the individual actually doing the work.
Putting it in, right.
Right, putting it in to make the dream a reality. You know what I'm saying? If you got somebody in your life like that says they want to be a rapper, but the motherfucker ain't waking up early in the morning or waking up when they wake up and getting on there doing some writing lyrics, practicing freestyles in the mirror, almost as crazy about it, then the potential there's no potential there. That's you fantasizing. A lot of times we fantasize about what we want out of people rather than dealing with what's there. And that's part of the illusionary problem that we have. Our people, we keep running into all of these illusions. And we want to make them real. Like, he had such potential.
Now, hold on, because see, sometimes we crowd in the space, and because we fan in the ego, we become the detriment of why this individual is not pushing, because we accept that.
Now,
accept that. Go ahead.
If I'm pursuing my dream, like me, dude, listen. I've been doing crazy shit my whole life to get good at what I'm doing. Certain things that have been consistent about my life, regardless of whether people were stoking my ego or not. See, an individual who can sit and get lazy on the thing that they say they love, right, because other people are stoking their egos, is not really in love with that thing. Because when I'm in love with that thing, I'm focused on that thing and I'm trying to attain it. So if I'm trying to attain it, regardless of whether there's an obstacle in front of it or whether there's steps that's being made easier for me to pursue it, I'm going to continue pursuing it. So that person was faking in the first fucking. If your ego can be satisfied to stop you from the pursuit of what you said you wanted, then you never really wanted it. You could be,
right.
Actually, you a fucking mercenary, which we got a whole bunch of those in our community. Mercenaries. You know what I'm saying? CeeLo say energy generates synergy. Potential that manifests is fine. And it's like, we got a lot of people without the potential manifesting. Why? Because the work is not being put in. You know what I'm saying? I get frustrated or I get comfortable. So I really never really loved that dream anyway. You done made it comfortable for me. Hey, I don't
I remember before my grandmother passed away, she said something to me that rang with me. And I didn't all the way understand it, but I trusted it because it came from my grandmother. And the piece is that she told me is don't love so hard. And the piece is that I realized that that's just who I am. And I think that she realized that too. But she also realized that it brings me more detriment because it brings me stress in my relationships that don't necessarily need to be.
Right.
Does that part make sense so far?
Yeah. Don't love so. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry.
All right.
I got. It's real life here, G. I got kids running around. It's just me and my girls today. So.
Yeah. So when it comes to my pursuit as a visionary, I gotta say, I'm that Lake Minnetonka motherfucker. Like, in order for you to be a part of this vision, there's some things that I gotta see in you to know that you respect the vision, right? Know that you believe in it, and to know that, there's some level of devotion, because then it gives me permission to love you hard. It gives me, but you get that, you get both sides of that. It's not just me. I'm not, I would like to see myself as not the type of person to bark orders right? I need for us to understand so that we all share that intensity when we moving out in the field. Because a lot of times what happens is that that's where it gets intense. We don't know what the next person's reaction is going to be, and if they're representing a tribe or if they're representing, a vision, and we're moving collectively towards the vision of one individual. Because I think it was you that pulled my coattail to this a long time ago. Shock, it is your vision. It's not a collective vision. It's your vision, but in order for us to execute, you have to put that into perspective. Was that you?
I don't know. I say a lot of shit. Shit. I don't know.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I did a lot of drugs when I was younger. I don't. I understand what you're saying though. But let me read what Miss CeeLo said. Miss CeeLo says, when it doesn't, it's frustrating. The potential that manifests is fine, but when it doesn't, it's frustrating. And sometimes we overassess or underassess individuals, and it's sort of like trying to wait on this might be the lottery winner here. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a lot of parents banking on their children making the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have that. You know what I'm saying? You know, the potential is there, but is the work ethic there to cement your position in the destiny that you're calling? You know what I'm saying? Is the work ethic there? You know, and a lot of times we love because it's like we're loving in advance. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna love this person because and it's like, what is the person manifesting? I mean, like I said, if an individual, you get with an individual that has a dream, Gina, come here. Oh, okay. You was in there. My fault. Don't worry about it. You going back in there. I heard the fan on. I was asking you to cut it off for me. Real life here, GME Journey. If you are hooking up with an individual, and like I said, and you can see the work, because potential is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Promise is not enough. Praying is not enough. You need to study a person's work ethics for what they say they want. How many of us know people that talk about, you know what I'm saying, all the black shit that a lot of us talk, but then you don't see them they do absolutely no work, absolutely no support in any of that. We really got to start evaluating not just the interpersonal relationships, right, but an individual's relationship with the group, with the collective, right? Because that will determine whether or not shit is going to work out between you and him, or you and her, or us together. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we got a bunch of virtuosos supposedly, but nobody is really practicing.
Well, I mean, and it's simpler than that. Sometimes we have those who are simply speculative in our world, and those who are truly operative. For example, when you're operative with someone like yourself or myself, Hacha. Now, understanding the culture, there are individuals who pertain to who pertain to you as Baba. There are individuals who pertain to me as Baba. But if you're speculative and you're outside of the functionality of that to experience or to even understand and appreciate our state in Babahood, they're not going to call you that. So the piece is that, once again, belief has a lot to do with it. Devotion has even more to do with it. When it comes to in all our relations, if we are not devoted to even a fundamental functionality within each other, then we're not going to get it. We're not going to get each other because we're not putting ourselves in a machine to work together. We are still isolated because of each other's issues or our perceived issues. So and that's even deeper than I wanted to take the conversation. Moving back, it's like, there's people that might respect that I have a vision, but don't contribute, or may not position themselves in my life as me as a visionary. I might to them just be, hey man, this dude can cook his ass off, and every time they invite me over, I'm over there. You know what I mean? He talk a lot of shit. He talk about a lot of stuff. I just nod my head and eat my food, and it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I respect the brother. I respect him, but what he is in his head, he is not in the real world to me.
Stop letting nigga eat.
What's that?
That's to stop letting a nigga eat. I'm just saying. I'm just joking. But now, because you're always gonna have supporters. Now, it's a difference. I mean, that's a different relationship, right? But one where you are investing a lot of time into building something together or stuff like that. You need people that's going to be moving in that. And if they are, as you call, speculative, it has to be a useful speculating skill. Like you have some people who are excellent writers and they can look at stuff from a writer's perspective and lay stuff out. I have run into many of people like that, and they can contribute to what you're doing like that. You know what I'm saying? Writing is a speculative art because you're not really, in some cases, you're not really doing the stuff that you're writing about. You're just thinking about it. And that's called, in some cases, that could be a philosopher. You know what I'm saying? That could be a documentarian. So in certain ways that everybody could contribute to what's going on. And I mean, you could bring it all the way down to the interpersonal relationship. Like I said, what is a person producing? And it don't always have to be money. See, and that's what we got to get away from. It don't always have to be money, but what is the person producing? And if it's practice, right? Are you able to deal with that? You know what I'm saying? This individual is serious about what it is. A lot of times we accept people who are not serious. Wow. I am impressed, Sasha Mosh. I am impressed. For all those that be coming to the warrior practice, Sasha Mosh just did one of the combinations that we be practicing on the sparring dummy. Giving it up for Sasha Mosh. I don't know whether she trying to get attention or whatever, but what you got it, girl. Let me give you a round of applause. Good job, Sasha Mosh. Good job. Real life here at Gianni Journey. But yeah, man, this is an excellent conversation. Go ahead, bro.
There's a woman in the community. She's a pastor, and she has established somewhat herself in a phase that I'm trying to get to. She's got a territory for her practice. She hasn't moved her practice into that building yet. But the piece is that she told me, she said, Shaka, I believe in you, and I need for you to understand that I believe in you. She said, in your life and on this journey, you're going to have pillars and posts, supporters who are here temporarily to be able to hold things up, and those who are there for the duration. Not everybody who supports you is there for the duration. So you have to accept that and understand the difference between the roles of the pillars and the posts. Some are temporary. What do you feel about that?
No, that's true. That's true. One of the things, what is the name? Steve Coakley, he came. He said, man, listen, a lot of times we get upset with people, but some people can only carry you so far. So why be upset with them? Let them take you as far as they can. Everybody can't do like I do. Everybody can't do like Shaka. Everybody can't do like CeeLo. Everybody, you're saying everybody's not going to be able to carry things for a long time. But why be mad at them as if they are able to say, look, I can't go 100 feet, but I can take care of your 5 feet for you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's just being clear on the position of the person is. When we first initially started talking, we was talking about relationships. So I automatically jumped to the deep end of the relationship. But we have close friends, like a sister. I can't remember what the sister's name, but she described it like this at Emotional Emancipation Circle. She said her grandmother told her that you got certain friends that you allow in front of your house on the sidewalk, and there's certain friends that you allow in the yard, And there's certain friends that you allow to go as far as the porch, but then there's those certain friends that you allow into the house. And it's just a matter of being clear on what type of friend the person is.
Now, and here's the thing, is that your friends, like, they're, okay, when we're talking about community and on your porch, in your yard and all of that, I use the same type of analogy in relationships. We talking about relationships. I'm talking about friends. There's certain friends that you let in your living room and let talk to you in your kitchen.
Right.
And you let use your bathroom. Right. But when it comes to your bedroom, all right, or your sacred place, see, here's the piece, is that a lot of us don't have that room set up, situated in our houses, where we have a room that is sacred, that is for the conversation between you and the most. Nobody else belongs there. And in our lives, period, that's why we have those who feel comfortable rivaling the space in your life that only God is permitted to be. So the whole piece is that there's only a handful of folks that you're supposed to allow in a space like your bedroom. You know what I mean? Or even in your bathroom. When I have people come to my house the first time around, like, if I'm not all the way comfortable with it, I just shock away your bathroom. Straight up the steps. Don't piss on my toothbrush. You know what I mean? And the piece is that that's real. Like, that's a real disclaimer, because you never know who you letting into. You never know. You know what I mean?
But now you bring up a very important question: sacred space. Do we have sacred space in our personal lives and in our communal life and our tribal life? Is there sacred space where certain things and certain people are allowed, but all people are not? See, because a lot of times you get into these arguments where, when some discussions, it pops up that we all are the same. We all are the same.
Let me ask, I'm asking this.
Go ahead. We all
healers. Right? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening to you. Somebody say good morning. Good morning. I don't know who that is, because we got another pilot on Giami Journey. But go ahead.
Right on. In our sacred space, in a healer's society, when we bring people to heal, do we invite them into our place of meditation?
Now,
or is that
depends? That depends on the method and the style that the individual is using. Because we're better to heal a person than in the sacred space. But just because I bring you in there to heal you does not mean that you're welcome in there anytime. I'm bringing you in there so that we can go on and call on some sacred forces to help me move you to another level. But just because I invited you in for that moment does not mean that you have a permanent invitation into that space. I shared that space with you.
Okay, so time out.
Ain't no topic.
I can say the same thing about
healing and relationships. Go ahead.
I can say the same thing about intimacy. We will be more reserved to bring people into that sacred space than we would and actually commencing to have relations with individuals.
Now, I'm gonna push back on that.
Okay.
All right. See, I don't want to offend nobody, so I'm trying to put my words together, right? What is sex for? The intimacy that we talk about. What is it for? What you mean, ew? What the hell you know about that word? Ew, what the hell? What's going on? Real life here, Giami Journey. What is it for? Anybody, tell me, please.
Procreation.
Is that a sacred act?
I believe it to be.
Okay, why?
Because It's the thing that defines our immortality.
Is it? I mean, not in our neighborhoods, because obviously immortality has been given away to a bunch of motherfuckers that obviously don't deserve it.
Not to say that it's not, Hatem, but the thing is that life is, whether we are in those children's lives or not, more life is being produced, and what other act can that happen?
Nah, but it's a necessary act.
So we're leaving a legacy. It might not be the legacy we intended.
So
we're leaving a legacy.
Well, let me go on, hit it from a night. Is eating sacred?
Eating sacred.
Because it's a necessity.
Absolutely. Because if we don't, we die.
Okay. This is sacred, but is it sacred? I mean, I know we need it.
Depends on what you eat.
Because needing it don't make it sacred. It's breathing sacred.
It depends on what you eating. I mean, if you ask somebody who is like, "Nah, I'm all about alkalinity. That raw vegan diet is what it is." If you eating something else, no, that ain't sacred. That's a different vibration. That's bullshit, right? And so I can say the same thing about some. How
about breathing? Is breathing a sacred thing? Because these are necessities of life. Sex is a necessity to carry on life, and I'm like, yo,
right.
Because the intimacy, because at one point in time, people was, it was less about me and you having a relationship and more about us being able to create more people for the tribe or more people to help us work and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If it's sacred, then we need to have a discussion, because some people obviously don't see it as a sacred thing because we do it for fun. It's fun. This is what, but it's actually for procreation. And so I'm just asking the question because, with intimacy and a sacred space is, you know what I'm saying? Because for some of us,
I want to bring a whole different level to this, but I need permission because this is
nasty.
It is nasty.
All right, well, go ahead, Gina. Go on about your business. She ain't even listening to us. Go ahead.
All right, now. I was talking to a friend, female friend.
Hold on. Get your kids. Somebody, I think it's a sister to me, said procreation, it can be a sacred act. It can be. So it's optional, right? So.
But how is it not ever?
How is it not ever?
You are exchanging life force, regardless if it's for procreation or not.
But every time you lay down, you creating something. Let's be clear on that. It might not be something physical, but every time you lay down, you're creating something.
Yes. You are exchanging demons. You are exchanging energy.
Huh?
You walk away with a piece of that person, male and female. You are walking away. So here's where I want to take it from, because now in the whole divide of male and female, here's the part where I found myself in a whole conundrum trying to explain this yesterday to a friend of mine. She said she saw something that was just so absurd and so perverted, right? That it was mouth dropping for her. I said, "Oh, I've seen something like that before." Like, I started, and then I explained to her what these Europeans do. This game that they play called Limp Bizkit. Now, a lot of people don't know that the band Limp Bizkit, they named themselves off of this practice, and it's a game. Understand? And what it is that you have individuals, maybe 5 men, standing in a circular fashion around a biscuit or a cookie. All right?
Mm-hmm.
They, at the same time, are ejaculating on this cookie.
Wait, what? Stop. You lost me.
Yeah. Okay. No, this is real. This is real, man.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
It's a game. And the game is, we going to stand in a circle and ejaculate on this cookie. The last one to come got to eat it.
This a game?
This is a game.
I'm not. Well,
Okay. I don't need. Okay, go ahead. Now. All right. Yeah. Okay. So this is.
What's the prize?
Wikipedia.
What's the prize for the winner? I mean, because the game is I guess the game is not to lose.
You know what? I don't understand the point of the game, honestly, Hatem.
Okay.
This is something that has been explained to me about the practice of Limp Bizkit. It's to me, it sounds like some perversion. To me, it sounds like something that never should have entered my ears in the first place.
Well, thank you for polluting all of Gianni Journey's ears. This burden was so much for you that you wanted to fuck all of us up. I understand, brother. Now I can bear this cross with you. Now I know what Limp Bizkit mean. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So here's the thing, though. On the other side of the coin, I tell the sister, like, listen, I mean, now that's disgusting to me.
Calvin, Kwame said that's why he don't play.
All right, so look, and I told the sister, I said, you know what I'm going to, before I say what I'm going to say, I'm going to Google this word, Amrita, Amrita. Amrita, as we've discussed in our past, especially talking about these healing elixirs or whatnot.
Hey, go and get my.
All right, and producing healing elixirs. Amrita is female ejaculation that is pure, and that for a man is the immortal nectar. So if I put the same situation on the table, but we're talking about female energy and not male energy, in my eyes, there's some level of beauty in that. There's some level of...
But you ain't have to go through the Limp Bizkit to get to this point, brother. Goddamn, that's all right. You didn't have to go all the way... Dude, now I just can't get... I'm just trying to figure out... I'm just like, I don't understand why I would play a game. I couldn't even imagine what would happen to an individual in one of my circles that brought up, hey, man, let's play Limp... What is it? Man, get the fuck out. We would beat him up and send him up out there. I mean, oh, my God. Go ahead. All right. Oh, man.
Okay, so now, I mean, but do you understand, like, how on one side, the level of disgust that we just dealt with, and on the other side, not so disgusting to me. It makes some of it in that whole sacred conversation.
All right, ladies. Sense. So what Brother Shock is advertising is that when you make love with him, he gonna bring a plate of biscuits. Get out. He gonna sop up. Man. He gonna sop up that. What's that juice you call? What is that juice? Amarita. What is it?
It's called Amrita, but I'm not. Come on, man. I wasn't gonna bring a plate of them.
Wait, Brother Kwame called it before I did. He said Shaka is a freak. Come on, man. Come on this early Kuumba morning. He coming up with all types of creative endeavors. But yeah, but back to the but you were saying you feel that it is sacred, but at the same time it could be profane. And in a lot of instances, for many in a culture that we are coming in that is supposedly black, sex is profane. We want to make it sacred. I guess we want to see it sacred, but in many cases it's profane. Even in the way that we want to do it, it's profane. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but it's a necessary aspect of life. It's something that has to be done in order for life to continue. And I guess if you make it sacred, right, life will become sacred. But hell, if it's not, I mean, because if the act of making life is not sacred, then I guess the act of keeping life is not sacred either. You understand what I'm saying? Or taking life is, so I guess how we look at things. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff Somebody said, but Jesus laughing out loud. But I don't know if they're excited about the biscuits or that you're free. Homemade biscuits, everybody. But Lord have mercy, good. But I mean, these are the types of conversations we have on Geometry Journey. Sometimes they're entertaining, sometimes they're shocking, you know. But we got to start thinking about stuff, right? As a tribe, how do we look at relationships? How should relationships? What should they be? What should be some of the signals or some of the things that we should be telling some of our young people to look for in those individuals that they are talking about possibly linking up with in any form or fashion? You know what I'm saying? What's sacred? What's profane? What's profane? You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to have these type of conversations if we're going to develop a healthy community. Because believe you me, that in other communities, in other tribes, they are having these discussions with their young people. And the ones that are not in control. Are not in control of their culture. You know what I'm saying? And this is the issue, family. We got to realize that a lot of the stuff that's being accepted by our young people as our culture is not our culture. It's not us. And we have to be strong enough and firm enough to stand up and let them know. I don't know when this shit was declared black, but I didn't get the memo on this. This shit that you doing, I didn't get that memo, right? So, you know, and we have to start having these discussions about what it means to be us. Because right now, because we have allowed other people to start defining it and then lumping us in with other groups, this is why I'm saying it's time for us to circle the wagon politically, economically, socially, not just to exclude people, but to protect ourselves. It ain't about exclusion. It's about learning to protect yourself and making sure that we are able to produce healthy babies and produce businessmen and businesswomen and politicians and that will work towards our benefit and be able to say who we are without a doubt. You know, and for all those universal people out there, listen to me. I honestly believe that you harm the world by not taking care of yours. I'm just saying. That's just Brother Hotel's opinion. And that's my opinion. That's not the opinion necessarily of Geometry Journey or anybody else on the show. If you want to improve the world, improve yours. Improve your part of the world. This is the way we believe that the world should work.
And I mean, in that instance, I'm gonna tell you something, man. One part of my life that I have not gone into yet is touring the world with my music, and I feel like the universe has just granted me permission to do so. All right, so many words, things that's going on in my life. Now I have permission to travel the world and live my dreams. And at the end of the day, if I end up with kids in 13 different countries, at the end of the day, I am increasing my world on a very exponential plane. That's the way I look at it, because I'm still able to maintain functionality based on the not just the strategy, but in terms of tribe, in terms of building tribes. I feel like no matter how if I got a woman in India that believes in me and she's adding to the mix so that we become more complete, or a woman in Brazil or in Ethiopia, all these places I'm putting on my wish list to perform. And yeah. And so I'm just saying. We are sharing a lot of the same information because it's not just an African-based thing. It's and in all those, it's Eastern. It's still Eastern. So we dealing with Eastern thought. We dealing with what is different for us, because we have moved. We have moved throughout this whole diaspora, right, of African people, of people of color, of people who, even the whole diaspora of information. Where are we in that pool? Why do we have to subjugate ourselves to those who are only or primarily derived from one place.
Shit.
Because we all are, right?
Well, just name the one place. But what it is you have a war that's being unleashed on niggas like me. They look like me. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I love my children looking like me. Gina just told told Sasha, Sasha said something about me, and Gina said, you can't talk about my twin. She said, y'all not twins because you ain't got no missing teeth. You know what I'm saying? But her smart ass. But the point that I'm trying to make is everybody want to see themselves reproduce, and maybe in different colors and stuff like that. I'm just saying, because what we got to understand, the conversation that we have here is not for everybody. Of course, we got brothers out there and sisters out there that choose to mix and mingle. But what I'm saying is there has to be a crew of us that keeps it us, 100%. Us.
Oh, come on now, Tim.
I'm just
how
saying.
many times have you heard this in the conversation coming up?
Which one?
Even from the outside looking in.
Go ahead.
When it's like you see a light skinned dude, and then it's like, ooh, he got that good hair.
Man,
me and him go make some.
I hear that all the time.
Come on now.
I hear that shit all the time. But you know, my issue is, why is that good hair? Right? And then that gets down to the warfare that's being launched on us. That's one of the reasons why we got to start learning how to appreciate this. You know what I'm saying? That's why I started my shows now with my little pick up in my hair. Appreciating the tightness and being able to throw a pick in my hair and shake my head and that shit don't go nowhere, right? You know what I'm saying? The beauty and the power of that hair. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the gifts that my daddy gave to me, and I'm giving it to my kids. You understand what I'm saying? I gave it to my kids.
Man, let me tell you something. If it wasn't for the nappy dugout, I wouldn't have kids. Oh, fuck. You know, my daughter's mother looked like the actress. She looked like Michonne from The Walking Dead. You know, the girl from Black Panther.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, you know, and the whole piece is that, like, to me, it's not that it didn't matter. It's that at 20 years old, I knew what I was looking for. And I took pride in that. You understand? And I felt like, now here's the thing, and we moving right back to the beginning of the conversation, Hatim, because you know what? I figured that because, and not just on some blacker to berry, but because that was how she was made, that eventually she would move with this movement the way that I do. However, I was deceived.
Aha!
And she became more the detriment.
Aha! Aha! See, you didn't count.
I know that.
You didn't count.
I don't know that sound.
You didn't count the mental illness that we experience, especially those. I mean, because like Sister Navita just put up, that's what the movie Dark Girls were about. See, you was appreciating the darkness. She might have been appreciating your lightness, wanting to produce, wanting that. Like you said, oh, that pretty dark. I mean, a lot of us have mental blocks. The warfare, the warfare that's been launched on us, we have not recognized it. This is why it's important that we have a segment of us that are unapologetically black. Regardless of whether it's a light-skinned black or dark, I'm unapologetically who I am, and I'm going to find and reproduce me. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's important. Because I don't know if you see the vision that they have for this. They want to have a whole totally mixed world where all of this really don't matter. But once again, I'm reading Outliers again, and one of the things that really counts, that everybody need to really pay attention to is the culture that you come from. You could try to hide from it, you could dodge it, but it matters in where you go and what you become. And I'm very proud of where I'm coming with all the struggle and all of the craziness. I could proudly say that I come from a people that not only can live and thrive, but can survive damn near anything. And I definitely want to pass on those genes, and I definitely want to give if there is a such thing as reincarnation or whatever, and what actually I ain't even gonna say if the bloodline, if what I'm saying about the bloodline is true, I definitely want to make sure that Margaret, Cecil, Cleveland, Geneva, they have black bodies to come back into, not mixed bodies, not anything like that. Not that I don't appreciate others for what they are. Not that I don't find other people beautiful, but I don't find nothing as beautiful as something like me, something that comes from me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all. To each his own. But there has to be in every group, there has to be individuals that's like, boom, I'm unapologetic about who I am. This is why we never get no money politically. We got to go on and we go get change because we don't allow them to announce who we are. You know what I'm saying? We don't allow them to put straight up in it. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about this in the tub. We're so scared of losing sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, if you put black on there, it won't get voted in. But if all of us go out and vote on it, what that does is shows others that we have a voting block of power. So 40,000, 30,000, 60,000 here, these votes can make a difference in an election. So if we add some of this rhetoric and we make a couple of deals with them, we can have them vote with us. But nobody know it now. You know why? Because we mixed it in with the votes of color. Fuck that. Mention who I am. Say my name. Say my name. I'm a black man, goddammit. When you want me to vote for you, tell me what you gonna do for the black man and the black woman. And you can have be honest. And I might vote for you. I ain't gonna say you can have my vote. But we need to start making people say our name. You know what I'm saying? Rather than being that side chick of everybody that the motherfucker don't even know who you are. He could just call you and be like, hey, I'm on my way over. Okay, Cynthia, thank you. My name not Cynthia. It's Kathy. Fuck that, man. That's the type of relationships we be having. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of relationships we be having.
Now, let me ask you this, Tim, and not to hit you on the head or anything. I hear you. I understand how you want to preserve your...
Not wanna. Gonna and have. I have been doing
exactly,
it.
Okay.
I've been squirting it, boy.
Now dig this.
And it ain't been on no biscuit. But go ahead.
Because, listen, and you're doing a beautiful job. What is the difference between the way you're thinking and the way that Joe from Brooklyn thinks about preserving the white race because they're only 8% of the world?
Time out. I'm not against them preserving the white race. I'm not against that. I've never been against that. You know.
So do you think that his way...
As they said in Black Panther... White power to white people, black power to black people, yellow power. Listen, I don't give a fuck about that. See, this is my issue because you always going to have people that's going to want to intermix, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with...
Wait, hold on. Now, he said some very extreme things, and I just want to level with you.
Now, but hold on.
See where you at on this.
Hold on. See, because I don't want to get into his discussion about his beliefs and his political view. But him wanting to preserve who he is, he has every right to do that. Matter of fact, I think it's a crime for you to try to stop anybody from doing that. For you to be mad at somebody. I'm a white person, and I believe white is beautiful, and I believe white has contributed to humanity, and I want to keep that. Well, who in the funk can say something against that?
And this is important, Hatem.
Go ahead.
Because from a very speculative place, it is. You're right. It's right to not impose on their belief. Mm-hmm. And the piece is that what Joe's talking about is he told me, tell your black nationalist friends, to get their own people and not want to mix with us. You know what I mean? He said, tell your friends in hip hop to oust the white man out of hip hop. This is not his thing. You know what I mean?
It's not.
So when he comes to, you remember?
It's not.
So,
okay, go ahead.
But the piece is that what he is suggesting and recommending is that we stop race mixing altogether. That when a white man show up at our basketball courts, our hip hop concerts, then to beat them up and tell them that they don't belong there.
Not if they pay. Not if they pay.
Huh?
Not if they pay. No. See, and Joe from Brooklyn is probably one of them broke white boys in Brooklyn any motherfucking way. So, but my issue has nothing. Now, as far as economics and us exchanging and us doing stuff like that, the only thing I'm saying is that we need to get ourselves together so that we could do that. So that we can have a collective of individuals that could do that, right? And the only way that we were going to be able to really get justice is by a critical mass of us being able to work together and use the influence that we have to make stuff happen. My issue is, I got cousins that like white women. I got friends that are married to white women. You know what I'm saying? I would never disrespect that relationship, but I would never partake in that myself. But that does not mean.
But here's the big question, Hatem.
Go ahead.
Here's the big question.
What's the big question?
What happens when that's who comes here becomes a conversation between you and Cleveland?
When what? When if Cleveland get a white girl?
Yeah. I'm gonna
let Cleveland know how I feel about that. But Cleveland, by that time, Cleveland will have his own house to take the white girl too. So that's not my concern. But I also have an older son that might not necessarily like white women and will do it. I got 2 daughters, more than likely. So I got a good chance that I'm gonna have me some grandkids that's gonna look just like me. I done, you know what I'm saying? I done rolled the dice. I done had them exposed to all types of stuff. So I'm gonna have me some grandkids that look like me. Cleveland's not the beginning or the end of this.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But if Cleve make the decision as a man, Cleve has the right. Cleve has done everything that from this point on up, Cleve has done everything so far that I have asked him to do. I exposed him to stuff. He went to stuff when he didn't want to go. So what type of person would I be to turn my back on my son because he made that type of choice? He found something somewhere else. All right, cool. But then how many other kids that are, in a sense, mine by adoption, mine by the work that I put into my community? What about all them that's getting all these other beautiful black women?
If your grandkids look like the DeBarge family, would you have any less love for them?
Who? My kids? Look like DeBarge?
Your grandkids.
They still be my grandkids, man. They still be my grandkids. And they probably be a little bit more radical than all the other ones. Because they, you know what I'm saying? They because I'm a lovable guy. I want to be like Grandpa Hot Tim. Hell with the high voice. Ah, damn this stringy hair. Black power! God damn it. And if you call me light-skinned again, I'll kick your ass. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just being honest. Shouts out to Burt Gordon. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you, man. So Cleve gonna have to make a lot of choices in his life. And all I could do is do what I could do at the front end to kind of to let him know. You know what I'm saying? About his choices. You know what I'm saying? But as a man, Cleve gonna have to make many decisions that I know and that I don't know. Just like I made many decisions that a lot of the men in my life didn't know that I made. But it prepared me to be able to make those choices and stand behind them and either receive the love or the pain from them. That's called being a man. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, the way I'm raised in Cleve, I'm not really concerned about that. But that is a distinct possibility. Hell, because hopefully, what's crazy? We're moving into a time where we might be, as black folks, we might be moving into arranged marriages. A lot of y'all be thinking I'll be fucking around, but some shit going down right about now. But you got anything else, man? Because we ain't even did the toast yet. I know people like, damn, he done talked about
No, man. I think I done twisted this show around. I was trying to contort it back into regular fashion, but I think we good with.
And Bert Gordon said, funny things, you never let complexion, laughing out loud bother you. True. See, with Bert, I got to be quiet because Bert was with me. I used to walk with Bert because Bert is a little bit older than me. I used to walk with Bert to a club in Kenmore, so Bert knows some shit, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my mouth shut, Bert. You know what I'm saying? But Bert was there. But anyway, I never let it be known that it bothered me, but it always did. I just learned how to laugh with some shit. Because we can't until Wesley Snipes came out and shit like that. It was a hard road for the dark skinned brother and shit. So with all the light skin, because the Barge was hot, Prince was hot, Michael Jackson started lighting his skin, he was hot. You know what I'm saying? When I came up, you had all the light skinned singers and shit. I'm like, oh my God. Did
you ever have a Jerry curl?
Hell yeah, man. Listen. Man, get the fuck out of here. I didn't like my hair. I didn't like my complexion. For real. I struggled with that. I struggled with that for years until I really, because one of the things that because I was a reader, I didn't, I started reading about Chinese history and shit. I used to wear Kung Fu clothes to school. So goddamn confused. So I'm just trying to make sure Cleve don't have to go through that confusion and could be happy with, he said, oh, I had Denzel.
Hold on, I feel just like Bruce Lee. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about I did that shit in middle school. Middle school is the cruelest shit that has ever been created. Was it middle school or was that grade school? That might have been grade school. I can't remember. Where was I in middle school? Middle school I was at Ennis. So I might have wore that shit to Ennis. Yeah, because I used to be able to jump up and kick the ceiling. So when motherfuckers want to be funny, I say, look, watch this. I jump up, put my foot up on the motherfucking ceiling. And all jokes stop. Because they got those little panels. And if you go into school, they got those little panels. And I used to be able to jump up and kick the panels and knock the thing up. Hey, just leave me alone after that. Yeah, okay. Good job. I like your outfit. Good job. Because I was trying to connect with something, because nobody at that point in time in my life ever been like, yo, we have a history. Because what was strange, as black people, we was never talked about. Unless we're talking family, and even in the family, we might have black issues that was talked about, but historically, there was never a conversation. There was conversations in my school about the ancient Chinese. There was conversations about the Mexicans. There was conversations about all this other stuff, but there was never a conversation about us. So I started trying to plug into stuff that I thought was ancient. Until I got to college and somebody busted my head with, you come from the oldest civilization. What you mean? People ain't, what? Here's a book. Let me look at that. Shut up. Mm-hmm. We got shit older than the Great Wall of China. Oh, shit. Where that dashiki shop? I need a dashiki right goddamn now. Damn, my head. Oh, I got introduced to that. And the piece is, and family, a lot of y'all might not know this, but your children are not being introduced to that in school now. So you need to take some time. You need to take some time to really start introducing your children to who they are. Now, I ain't saying that far as complexion, that who I be with has to be as dark as me. You know what I'm saying? But I want them to be from us. From us. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But I hear Sister Navita on the line. Did my nephew?
How you know it's me?
Girl, listen. You come on with all that noise in the background and shit. I already know. And then on top of that, I gotta ask a question before you even get started. Did they get your grandson this morning?
Nope, I didn't. No one ever contacted me, so I just tell he's here with me. I don't know why he didn't contact me. I started getting nervous, like, well, maybe they just didn't have room or whatever. So let me have that on.
No, that's some bullshit. So now you just called. Thank you, because there's gonna be an issue. I have an issue now. I'm letting the world know I have an issue right now because I got off the phone. He told me he was gonna contact you. He told me he was about to contact you, and but that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna deal with that. And tell your grandson, brother, I had to him apologize, and this shit will never happen again.
Already know.
I'm on because I'm about right off because I'm using my phone right now. Right after I get off my phone, I'm gonna have it. I got to have a conversation with some people. So, but man, all right. So, go ahead.
Anyway, what you made me? Oh, I remember during the Dark Girls movie, you mentioned something about you wanted to be Chinese.
Hell yeah. I want to be Chinese.
I don't know. I shouldn't be laughing, but that's some funny ass shit.
That is some funny ass shit. That's funny now because we've grown and we know. But I had no idea. I didn't want to be white. I knew that. But I wanted to connect to something that was ancient. It was something in me that I was looking for ancient wisdom. And the oldest culture that they told us in school when I was in school was Chinese culture. And I like martial arts. And I like the martial arts. So it's a perfect combination. But thank God when I got to college, thank God I was able to go to college. You know what I'm saying? That when I got there, I ran into a group of people that forced me to a meeting one time. Brother, you got to hear this. What? I ain't, all this black, I even remember my uncle, and I had to go back and apologize to him, and some of y'all gonna get mad at me. My uncle said, he sat down with me. He said, "Man, you smart. You about to go to college?" I said, "Yeah. I'm applying for a scholarship to Ohio State right now." He said, "You know what? You ought to consider going to a HBCU." I said, "What? A HBCU? What's that?" A historically black college and university. I said, "I ain't going to no school. I'm trying to get away from niggas now." And I had to go back after I started learning and apologize to him. And I still apologize when I see him sometimes because I'm like, damn, I was so goddamn ignorant. But I'm not, I'm not the only one that was like that. And it's like, yo, we got our, we're running from ourselves. And we honestly, and at that point in time, I honestly thought I was escaping something. Not realizing that what I was trying to escape was me. That's
It's a double-edged sword, though, Hatem.
Go ahead.
It's a double-edged sword.
But hold on.
You look at
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, Navita, did you finish your point before I got in? Because I had to explain the Chinese shit. But go ahead.
Yeah, no. Hold on one second.
Oh, you just called in to remind me that I wanted to be Chinese and laugh at me and shit?
I called in to remind you. Turn it up. Hold on. Let me go ahead. I got to come right back. I'm in the middle of something while I was trying to call you. Hold on. Be back.
All right, go ahead, Shaka.
It's a double-edged sword in this regard. And this was explained to me by an African-American woman who I wanted to represent on my custody case. She said, because I wrote my motions already. And she looked at my motions and she brought me into her office. She said, I appreciate where you're coming from, especially, dealing with this Willie Lynch syndrome, as you call it. She said, that is... Mm-hmm. Because she said, what happens is that we don't see this. We don't see this. But what happens is that a young woman might experience abuse in her younger age. She escapes, And I'm talking about a black woman. A young black woman experiences abuse within her household, and then she escapes to historically black college or university. And she spends all of her time in her existence amongst black people. And all along, she might get a degree in social work and then come back into your community as an enforcer of a system not really understanding the wider scope. So she, in turn, becomes a part of the detriment that you're dealing with.
Yes. Huh. I mean, it's all right. Like he says, it's double-edged. I mean, it cuts both ways. But the issue is, we still think that we're escaping, and we never really deal with the reality of possibly that everything that we are doing is at our detriment. It's almost like this whole thing is not designed to benefit us. It's not. It's not. And we have to be aware of that when we carry out our duties. Some of us are just so, we did well. They're so humanitarian. Therefore, everybody, come on, man. This shit is not. It's not working for us. It's not. It's not. And
I got to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I've never eaten anything called rap chips.
Who?
So
rap chips.
Rap chips.
I never ate them either. Bert Gordon, Akron is not only just now embracing other cultures, we as black people are multicultural that are the best originators, adapting to all and showing how better we are. So we grab other people's stuff and we can do it better than them. We ain't grabbed those politics yet, Bert. We ain't grabbed those economics yet. I'm just saying. I want us, if we gonna
That's why I brought up rap chips, man, because I'm sitting here smashing on these boots. I don't know what race of people make these boots.
What boots?
But UTZ. It's a brand of potato chips. They got these voodoo chips out. They're delicious. And I'm sitting here eating them like, you know what? I bet this shit ain't got nothing to do with voodoo. But these are delicious. It's like if you mix a salt and vinegar chip with a barbecue chip and got the tank and everything is beautiful.
Yeah, I certified sells those in the stores. We get all kind of free samples of that stuff.
Say again.
Wow.
I didn't
in
understand.
The office. We get all kind of free samples of that. That's this.
Right.
Who just hung up?
So we start tapping into the whole economic thing. We haven't reached that. But am I part of the detriment because I don't buy rap chips?
Well, you don't even know if we make rap chips. You don't know if we make rap chips.
I'm sorry, I got the janky headphones side of the game.
Okay. But you don't know if we make rap chips. I mean, they'll put a black face on something and sell it. I mean, hell, Aunt your mama proves that. You gotta,
right.
You gotta,
right.
You gotta search. Shit. What's the name of that restaurant where the girl be talking and she from Louisiana? Popeye's Chicken.
Popeye's Chicken.
Man.
No, LeVon. Right on top of the spoon.
Yeah, they'll throw your face right up on that shit and sell that shit like it's yours. You know what I'm saying? So we got, it's one thing for us to go on and inculturate other, but we got to culturate those politics. If we need to be able to grab those politics and prove that we're better at those. We need to grab that, you know what I'm saying? Because at one point in time, we did. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is look at history. You look at what was going on during Reconstruction. You look at some of the shit that was going on in the 50s and 60s with some of these individuals getting into office. Man, some of them were some cold-blooded brothers and sisters that was actually doing some stuff. But now, I don't know. We just...
Hey, so let me ask you this. When the ice cream truck come down your street, or in your little community, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your kids know it to be the ice cream truck, but they playing that racist ass song. Do you not get the ice cream?
Which racist song?
It's a watermelon song. That's a
watermelon song? You just fucked up the ice cream truck for my kids.
Song.
You just fucked up ice cream. Well, my kids done gave up on ice cream for me anytime, because every time I hear that motherfucker coming, I hide my money. I'm broke. I ain't got shit.
You just told that whole business out loud, and you were pretending you have no...
I didn't even know you was listening. I was just showing off for the people. I didn't. I was just showing off. I'm sorry. I apologize. I really don't be having no money every time. It just so happens that when
I said the magic word. You should have known she was listening. I said ice cream truck.
Think about how long did it take for us to get a black president. The idea is this: we had it because could be said that we still have it. Wait, hold on. This is Bert Gordon. Think about it. How long did it take for us to get a black president? The idea is this: we had it. Could be said that we still have it. We as a black community, a lot of times are just like those crabs that was in the movie Romeo Must Die. I gotta remember Romeo Must Die. Shaka, you a movie dude.
Romeo's Die. Aaliyah, Jet Li.
I know that, but who the crabs?
I'm trying to remember the conflict.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's been a long time.
But it was truly an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, I imagine.
Yeah, well, yeah. And those that you had two families feuding, but who was Jet Li's family? Because maybe it wasn't, because Romeo and Juliet was about two feuding families. You know? I mean, shit. See, we saved white civilization because we gave them something to fixate on rather than each other, because they was killing each other. I'm just letting you know. And I want to be paid for that too. You know what I'm saying? I really want to be paid for that too. Because they was killing each other long before we came. And shit, But I'm just, so Sister Navita, you called in and something else you wanted to holler at us about? Oh, she said.
No, I was just picking on you about thinking you was that ancient Chinese secret and shit.
Oh, God, here we go. He said, the box of crabs dude said, look at those crabs, all of them stepping on one another, trying to get out of the box. Now, I get you on that, but nobody ever talks about what the fucking crabs doing in the box. You know what I'm saying? Who put them in the box? That's who they. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I get it, but then again, the crab in the bucket mentality is all. I mean, that's oppression. You know what I'm saying? You put the crabs in there, you oppressing. You putting the crabs in the environment that they don't belong in, and all the motherfuckers is trying to get out. So they trying to get out. They gonna fight to get out. They're in a space that they're not used to, and they're trying to get up out of it. So how the fuck else are they? What are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know how much time I got. I need to get the fuck out of here right now. So he got a hand up. Let me pull up on him. Maybe he can pull me up. You know what I'm saying? Because actually, it's not them trying to pull that crab down. It's them trying to catch a ride up. But of course, the weight pulls them down because another one caught another one. But we never talks about the bucket and who put them in the bucket. The bucket is a ghetto. The bucket is a project. The bucket is something that is not natural to the crabs where he is. And them crabs is doing what almost any species would do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what these motherfuckers about to eat me. I don't know what's going on. So we got to be that.
Now hold on a second though, Hot Tim.
Go ahead.
Hold on a second too, because I got to comment on this, man. I know people with master's degrees who ain't using their degrees and who are sitting who put themselves in that barrel.
And
I'm just saying.
Taught the story. That's right.
Sometimes, I just thought I'd say that, but.
And this is the whole piece. It's not how can I put it? The bucket is not the issue. The bucket is who put you. The issue is who put you in the bucket. Thinking beyond just even the bucket, and being able to counter some of the programming so that we can either destroy the bucket, get out the bucket, catch the motherfuckers that put us in the bucket, and make sure they never put us in the bucket again. But crabs will never, hopefully, because we live in the strain, hopefully crabs will never be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because just imagine a world run by crabs. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, we gonna get y'all back.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna forgive. They ain't gonna forget. My Uncle Pookie was in that goddamn barrel, and y'all cooked him. I agree with the master degree statement. We should all be lifting each other up. But what's crazy is we depend on other certifications of us to say that you're qualified to help move you up and out, not realizing that what you're really qualified for is to be investing in the system more.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, because it's like we respect doctors, but some of the doctors come out and they start talking about some of the same issues that some of these brothers that have absolutely no degrees that could spout the same thing, that took the time and put the time in at the library and not at the university and sneaked in on some lectures and talked to other brilliant people. But a lot of times we will discount them because they don't have the certification of the Ohio State University or Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
not really realizing that we're looking towards the very hands that oppress us to give us our leaders. That shit is crazy.
Right. But and outside of the whole motivation of race, I don't know if it's outside of it or not, but I reflect on the movie back in the day, that Tupac and James Belushi joint, gang related, right? And gang related, they was covering up a murder, and they chose the pansy, this homeless dude off the street. Do you remember this movie?
I never seen it. I know.
All right, so they chose this pansy because he's a bum, because he's on the street, because nobody's gonna miss him. And come to find out, when they clean this motherfucker up, he's like some billionaire, right? But he put himself out on the street because of some guilt of something that happened in his past. And so the piece is that when you look at the amount of people who are out here and put themselves in that line because of their own personal demons, we can't blame that on the whole social conflict. We can't blame that. You know what I mean? So, and I think that nowadays, the only reason why I'm mentioning it is because I'm experiencing it more and more. I mean, you got to understand, living in Cleveland Heights, suburb of Cleveland, where everything's supposed to be the cream of the crop, you still got bums here. You got people who, you know what I mean, who are not afflicted necessarily directly with anything racial, but they choose it because
Start cleaning up.
for some people they need something to fight for. For some people, it's, they feel obligated or they feel guilt or however. I don't know, but I feel like we have, once again, dealing with that thing of potential. I think that we need to put potential in its proper perspective, and not in the whole key going full circle in this conversation is you trust one to be what you experience them to be. Nothing more, nothing less. So a lot of times we see that black skin and we associate them with our movement because of that black skin. And they could very well be the detriment or our demise that brings us in.
That's true. And then sometimes, but then also we see the other. I mean, so we got a bunch of stuff that we have to work through. But we have to do the work, and we have to have the discussions in order for it to be done. But family, what we need to do the toast, because I need to get my baby some lunch, and then we got to go and be ready for the African drum and dance. I need to go into school and check and make sure we can breathe the air first, but be ready for the African drum and dance, and then got some other stuff to handle, which I will. And so we're going to toast right now. We're going to lift up the glass to our creator, by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass. We say our shade. From there, family, we move to the stars of the show. I know they like, man, Brother Hot, tell me, going to have to find somebody else to do the toast because you take too goddamn long to get to our names. Sorry, ancestors. But we want to toast these individuals that came before us. Anybody that is listening in, that want to put some ancestors on the list, I'm about to say one. The number is 614-300-1875. That is a text line. That's 614-300-1875. text. Text in the information. I add it to the book. I'm also sending you out an application so that you can go on and sign up. It ain't even an application. It's more of a survey or something where you can sign up for what shows you want to be contacted about. Do you want to be one of the Daily Toasters? Because Daily Toasters get everything. You know what I'm saying? But we got events that we throw out. We got a bunch of stuff that we try to keep people in the loop so that we can come to places, come and meet each other in person, and have these type of conversations. You know what I'm saying? As uncomfortable and as crazy as they can be, we have a tangled web that has been weaved around us. That every time we break a strand, we find out there's 1,000 more strands to go. And that's not a problem. All we got to do is work through it. And this might be the generation where we might be able to break through and really, really start making significant change. Not that the generations before us didn't make any change, but we need to make a significant change. Significant. So we call on our ancestors that made it possible for us to be able to do some of the things that we're doing right now. And we say Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert Alexander Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Christopher Fanny Gasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland Geneva Brown. Excuse me, ladies. I could have swore I just asked y'all to clean up, and I'm still seeing y'all. I don't know what you're in the bathroom doing. Excuse me, it's real life at GM Journey. Y'all better get out here, cut that off, and get out and start picking up this stuff. Let's go. Now back to the ancestors. Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, and you better walk light. I don't like all that stomping. Y'all remember that? Tell me when y'all used to get that. We got Cecil Ellis.
No, I remember that.
Huh? Go ahead.
I don't remember them stomping. I guess I wasn't stomping.
You said you don't remember the stomping?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't get that. But you know, I didn't have those type of things going on. I was just such a pretty little youngster. You say one.
Oh, you was the good one? You ain't getting in trouble? I use that.
No, hardly ever.
Me too. And that's the way I remember it, and that's the story I'm sticking to. But yeah, I got my daughter, she be stomping and shit. I'm like, yo, I'm going to break your foot. I'm going to break your foot. Keep it up.
Which one? Your twin with teeth?
No, well, both, they both do it, but the little one do it the most.
Why they say she had twin? You got all your teeth.
So they're going to catch it. I ain't playing with them. I don't play that. Send me some of my music on Messenger, bro. Peace. Send you some. Okay, cool. Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twigs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Falar, Montague Pimentel, No More Extra, Pat Meyer, Rob, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marion Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Broford, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carla Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, and Lucy Wright, Degel Pullian, the Luster Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renderman, Virginia Rogers, Raymond James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Weatherby the Farmer, I go to Sue Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Deolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavina Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Del Rito Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W.S. Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Worrell, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinez, Elder Amatel Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Delma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey and Eleanor Howe, Franklin Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, Shelby McClendon, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Michael and Charlene Morgan.
Why you just love the baby you go again? So you ain't changed none. Because I told you before, face your shit. Whatever it is, tell the truth. I'm going to do that for my life. What do you do? Lie. Again. So you said you believe you at school, you can't even tell the truth on a fucking piece of an apple?
Navita.
Oh, shit, I'm cussing.
It's real life. You supposed to say it's real life here, Giami Journey.
It's real life here, Giami Journey.
Michael and Charlene Morgan, Sybil and Edwards McNabb, Mazarine Cofer, George Swan, and Monia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles A. Scott, excuse me.
They don't even know what you're saying.
Reginald Oliver, Linda Howard, Jacqueline Broadus, Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Edward R. Benson Sr., Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, JaVale McCormick, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ozella Watson. Did y'all put that stuff up? Do something with them baby dolls, please. Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irving, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Morel Ellis, Elizabeth Battles, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Barbara Naeem, Tim Butler, Ramey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Bet Ball, Lloyd Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Miss Vanilla, Alvis Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erlington Houston, Albert Moore, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Vivian Stevenson, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Lester and Rachel Saunders, John Bowie, Alex Nixon, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie, Harry Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Becker, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, June Evans, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Jerry Doyle, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Emma McClendon, Dan Wilkinson Sr. You using my pic?
Yeah.
What you doing? Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Stacey Trice. That's not Candy. Okay. See, I don't like y'all messing with that gel. Go wipe that. Y'all got too much oil. You got it all over you. You go upstairs and look in the mirror and fix that. Y'all, I told y'all to stay out that styling gel. And bring my pick back down here. Wipe that stuff off your face. Where was I at? Oh my God. All right. All right, cool. All right, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Aunt Becca, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby. Don't y'all touch no more of that styling gel. Tim Gaucher, George and Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, June Evans. Some of y'all got read twice. Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Jared Dorr, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Emma McClendon, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Thomas Bradley, Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Jennifer Sensenbaugh, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Arthur Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Naylan Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, Leon Carter. Oh, my fault. Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee, Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Florence Evans, Pamela Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Pintup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Phyllis Lee, DeFridas Hines, Ines Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Headley, and Elma Hines. We send shots to all of our ancestors and we say, Shay, from their family, we toast this moment, this now, this all that we got, we lift it up and we pledge to work in this moment. Only lift it up if you pledge to work in this moment to make life better for you and yours and your tribe. And we say Ashe. From there, we lift up and we salute our children, our children's children on to infinity. And we say Ashe. From there, we move to all of our relations and we lift up our glass and we say Ashe. From there, family, we move to the next step. And this is that selfish toast. This is for you.
You selfish.
Yes, I am. Selfish toast. This is for you. What do you need? What do you need in your life? If you want to give it to somebody else, go and give it to somebody. But this is your time. We lift up the glass to you, and we say Ashe.
Ashe.
Not yet. And now, finally, my kids been touching my stuff. We move to the most important part. Well, it's the third most important part. We toast the most beautiful, powerful, radiant, intelligent, inspiring, uplifting individual in the room. You know who that is? Stop looking around. Stop looking around. It's you. It's you. Right? And we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I use it for that. And with that, I say peace. And if you want to have some more conversation, we can have a couple more minutes. I'm going to warm up something so we could eat and get up out of here. But family, I want to thank all those that took the time to join us. How much time? Let me see how much time we've been on here.
600 hours.
600 hours?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh,
6
man.
minutes.
We've been on an hour and 44 minutes. One of those long shows. So, Shaka, you still there? Everybody hung up. All right, family. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. No, it's still saying you're on here. But family, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, taking the time to comment. Shouts out to Brother Shaka. Shouts out to Sister Navita for calling in directly. Shouts out to all those on the timeline. Remember, activate your reticular formation. We are looking for creativity. Where is it in our community? Put a shot of it up on your timeline. Put a shot of it up on Gianni. Say, Principle of the Day. Hashtag principle of the day. Hashtag finding Kuumba. Hashtag finding principle.
Today's
Hashtag.
Nia.
No, today's Kuumba.
No, but your computer.
Gina owes me 18
Today's
push-ups.
Nina.
All right, family. We out.
Today is the on your computer.
I had this down in the basement aging, and it is good.
Remember, drink your water.
The date on your computer it says Nia, the 9th.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that what it said?
Yes.
It's real life here, Gianni Journey. My daughters want to be on the show, but
Yes. Yes.
nope.
Yes.
Nope.
We want to make our own show. No.
I don't know what you're going to say. I'm not letting